Hello. Now I'll be covering Unit 6 from your student handbook on health and safety at work and home. The sections that we'll be covering today include safety equipment for the body, or what is known as PPE, personal protective equipment, safety equipment kit, safety procedures, and safety contacts. Safety equipment for the body, or PPE, is something you have probably been hearing about a lot on the news. Personal protective equipment includes any kind of clothing, gloves, mask that are needed to protect individuals. Oftentimes, we do not see these out in public until recently with the coronavirus pandemic. We've been asked to wear masks in public, and it's been recommended that we wear gloves when we go shopping, so that when we touch things that may have the virus on it, we will not get it on our hands, which then we could move to our face. But personal protective equipment is usually used on the work sites, although you do use some at home when you wear gloves. It is intended to prevent people from getting infections or even injury. Safety equipment kits are kits that should be both in your home and on the work site. At work, they will vary depending on the kind of job, but everyone should have a safety equipment kit at home. Safety procedures are the plans that you make before an accident or injury happens, so that you know what to do if something does happen. You should have safety procedures for home and work. Safety contacts are those people or organizations or places that you need to contact in case there is an injury or an incident. Again, these contacts and procedures should be established and in place before an injury or incident happens, in order to make sure everyone is doing the right thing and you're able to get in touch with the people you need to in case there is an incident. Safety equipment for the body can include everything like hand protection. Those are different types of gloves. Many of us have been wearing these kinds of gloves when we go shopping. They are disposable. They're meant to be worn once and thrown away. But we also have other gloves that people use on the job. These two both have added grip on the gloves. This one, it's entirely covered on the palm and fingers. That is there to help if you are using tools or equipment. You want to make sure you have a tight grip. You don't want your hand to slip. Okay? But there are all kinds of gloves that are worn on jobs. Eye protection. Eye protection are goggles, the big glasses, shields or visors that cover the entire face. And those are worn usually in cases of individuals working with chemicals, biohazards like a virus, but even some electrical and heat-related jobs. Welders wear a welding mask. Okay, that's to protect their eyes. These are extremely important right now for individuals who have health issues. If they go out, having some type of eye protection is a good idea, besides wearing the mask and the gloves. Hearing protection. Those are usually the ear plugs that go in your ear, or ear muffs that are worn over your head and cover your ears, usually for loud jobs. Jobs where there's a lot of noise being made. We have respiratory protection. Right now, those are the masks that we've all been asked to wear during the coronavirus pandemic. covers your face, your nose, mouth, and should go under your chin. Head protection. Many jobs, like construction or linemen who go up on the poles, wear helmets. This is to protect them from falling objects, but also in case they fall, their head will be protected. Foot protection. That is usually boots, and on the work site, steel-toed boots. They have extra protection in the toes in case something is dropped. And protective clothing. Those are like the gowns that you see on the news where you have doctors and nurses covered completely. But they could be other things. Anything like an apron at home, long sleeves. If you are working where there are chemicals, you want to make sure they don't get on your skin. Heavy coats, long pants, high visibility outerwear. That is like when you see people working on road crews and they're wearing bright yellow or bright orange. High visibility means you can see them easily. And other kinds of safety clothing that people may wear on different jobs. Okay, safety equipment kits for emergencies. Every work site should have safety kits on the job and available to workers. But everyone should have one also in their home. You can store the items that you will put in your safety kit in plastic containers, such as this, that would protect it from any water damage. It is also easy to move around. Some items inside your safety kit you can even put in airtight plastic bags. The basic supplies for an emergency kit would include having water, so you should always have water available, stored and ready in case of an emergency. Food, a food supply that would last for 3 days. Non-perishable food, meaning it does not have to be refrigerated or in the freezer. You can have a battery-powered radio, flashlight, have a flashlight in your safety kit, a first aid kit that comes with different bandages and items you might need, extra batteries for flashlight and any other items that are battery operated, dust mask, so wearing a mask in case there is any damage to your home or the environment you're in. You can cover your nose and mouth to make sure you're not breathing in dust. You can have toilets, the wet toilets, or towelettes, or garbage bags also for personal sanitation. So in case you need to throw out items, have garbage bags in your safety kit. And you can also have wrench or pliers to turn off any appliances. If there is a disaster where there is damage to your home, you might need to turn off like a gas stove, a gas dryer. So having a wrench or pliers in your safety kit is a good idea. A manual can opener. This kind of can opener to open any cans of food. And make sure you have your cell phone with charger, and it's good to have a backup battery. Other things that you might want to keep in an emergency kit are prescription medications. So if it looks like the weather is going to be bad, possible tornado, severe storms, making sure you know where your prescription medications are and keep them with your safety kit. Non-prescription medications such as aspirin, antacids, glasses, make sure you have glasses, any infant formula or baby needs, pet food and extra water if you have a pet, Make sure that you have cash on hand. Any important family documents. So again, if it looks like the weather is going to be bad, knowing where your family documents are, birth certificates, those kinds of things, it is important to have them easily at hand. You might want sleeping bags, change of clothing, fire extinguisher. You can put matches, add matches in here in a waterproof container. Okay. You might need cups and paper towels for your food. And if you have children, make sure you have some type of games. So those are additional items. You need to maintain your kit. In other words, keep it in a cool, dry place. Store boxed food in tight plastic or metal containers. Replace any item that is nearing expiration. So food has an expiration date. Make sure you are checking. Don't let the food expire. And every year rethink, what else should I put in the kit? Your kit should be stored in a place where it is going to be safe. At home, this is usually going to be in your basement, but should not be on the floor in case there is any flooding. At work, you should always know ahead of time where the safety kit is located, so in case of an emergency, you can get to it quickly. And even having a small safety kit in your vehicle, your car or truck, is a good idea. Safety procedures. Procedures are the plans or steps you're going to follow in case there is an injury, an incident, or bad weather. These should always be made ahead of time, not at the time something happens. Everyone in your home should know about the safety plan. Everyone at work should also know about the safety plan. You need to follow any instructions that are provided by your employer. At home or at work, you need to know how to get to a safe place in time of bad weather. If it's a tornado, you will be going to the basement or a safe room in the middle of your house. If it is a flood, you don't want to be in your basement. Okay. At work, you should always know where the tornado safety area is, and also know the fire evacuation plan, which you should also have for home. Have one person in the home who is responsible for making sure that in case of an emergency, they have the documents or important papers for the family, and also any money you might need in case of a medical emergency. It is always good to learn CPR and first aid. CPR is what we use in case someone's heart stops. You can help them if you know CPR. Always make sure that you follow the directions that you are given at work, and always make sure that everyone in your family knows the safety procedures or plans. And lastly, safety contacts. Again, have a person who's in charge of the important papers and money. Have an emergency contact list somewhere in your house, usually the kitchen. You can put it on the refrigerator, so anyone in the family knows how to make contact in case of an emergency. Visiting friends or family members or babysitters can look at that contact list and know who to call, if it's a doctor, poison control, whatever the case may be. Make sure that everyone in your house knows the emergency plans, whether it's tornado or fire or flood. Know the list of safety contacts at work. So on the job, you need to know where's the list of contacts in case of an emergency. And know your rights regarding safety measures at work. Every job should have posted their plans for safety. You need to know what your rights are on the job regarding personal protective equipment, procedures to follow in case of an injury or accident, and contacts in case of an emergency. So for further information on this, again, you can go to your Health and Safety book, Unit 6, and I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.